Welcome to the 2020 Winter Weather Refresher Training. I'm meteorologist Walt Otto from the Kansas City Center Weather Service Unit. This presentation will provide an overview of turbulence, followed by icing types, intensity, and avoidance. Next, discuss pilot reports, and finally, a look at the National Weather Service official outlook for the upcoming winter season. A question we often hear: what is the difference between chop and turbulence? These terms are often used interchangeably by controllers and pilots, but they actually differ in how the pilot must respond to maintain positive control of the aircraft. Chop is a rhythmic bumpiness that can be felt, but does not necessarily require intervention by the pilot in order to stay in positive control of the aircraft. However, turbulence is more likely to require the pilot to take action. Please remember that there is no such thing as severe chop. Chop can only be reported as light or moderate. The reportable intensities for turbulence are light, moderate, severe, and extreme. Note that anything greater than moderate turbulence qualifies as an urgent pilot report, including moderate to severe. With moderate turbulence, the aircraft remains in positive control, but with severe or extreme turbulence, the aircraft may momentarily be out of control. These definitions can help you delineate the difference between the categories. Low-level wind shear becomes more common in the fall and especially in the winter months. It is defined as wind shear that occurs within 2,000 feet of the surface and is most often experienced during takeoff and landing, which makes these winds particularly dangerous. Any wind speed change of 10 knots or more in the lowest 2,000 feet is considered an urgent pirate. And remember, low-level wind shear information belongs in the remarks section of the pirate. There are three types of icing that can occur when an aircraft passes through visible moisture and freezing temperatures: rime, clear icing, and mixed. Rime icing is the most commonly reported and usually occurs when flying through clouds and fog. Clear icing is more common in freezing precipitation, such as freezing rain or drizzle. And then mixed icing is the most often reported in wet snow or sleet. Icing can accumulate on exposed control surfaces, adding weight to the aircraft and seriously degrading the power and performance of the aircraft. Icing can also cause a loss or false instrument readings, as well as navigation and communication problems. Icing intensity is defined according to the frequency with which the de-icing or anti-icing equipment must be used. Such equipment may not be needed with trace icing and may only be needed occasionally with light icing. However, moderate icing accumulation may require nearly continuous use of equipment, and severe icing will overwhelm any de-icing or anti-icing measures, requiring an immediate flight diversion. Anything greater than moderate icing is considered an urgent pilot report, including moderate to severe icing. Icing layers can sometimes be only a couple of thousand feet thick. A simple change in altitude above or below reported icing might be enough for the pilot to escape hazardous conditions. Getting the pilot into VMC is also a good strategy. Often negative icing reports can be the most helpful type of a pirate, helping you quickly locate safe conditions in an icing emergency. Solicitation and dissemination of pilot reports is one of the FAA's top priority items. If any of these conditions exist or are forecast to occur, controllers are required to actively solicit pilot reports. Pilot reports are currently the only source for reported icing, as well as slant range and in-flight visibility. This slide provides a reference for all urgent pilot report criteria. Turbulence, icing, and low-level wind shear are the most common types of urgent PIREPs in the winter months. Negative turbulence and icing reports are very important. They help point pilots and dispatchers to preferred routes and altitudes, helping to reduce the frequency congestion in the long run. They also help weather forecasters refine the extent of hazard products like SIGMETs and center weather advisories. ZKC CWSU web graphics are the primary source for operational weather impact information. The red-green PIREP form is your primary source when PIREP solicitation conditions are occurring, or forecast to occur for your area. If you are working in a low altitude sector, the specific airports will be red-green based on the reported surface observations. Updated every 20 minutes, the red-green indicator may change based on new observations. As a reminder, when the CWSU is closed, this program will not update. For turbulence and icing conditions, use the red-green indicator for your area as a starting point. If red, see if your sector's altitudes may be affected by looking at the related icing or turbulence graphic, which details the aerial coverage and the affected altitudes in the forecast. These graphics are updated as needed, and freezing levels are located on the red-green forms, the icing forecast graphic, and ZKC weather briefing. Now, looking ahead to the official winter outlook from the National Weather Service. Current La Nina conditions across the Pacific are expected to continue into early 2021, which will favor slightly above normal temperatures across much of Kansas, Oklahoma, southern Missouri, and southernmost Illinois, while odds of equal to near normal temperatures for the rest of the district. Please keep in mind that this is an average outlook for 3 months and that short-term warm and cold spells are still to be expected. The winter precipitation outlook shows drier than normal precipitation pattern across much of Kansas and Oklahoma and slightly above precipitation for most of Illinois. That concludes the winter weather refresher for this year. Please don't hesitate to contact us at the Kansas City CWSU if you have any questions. Thank you for your attention and have a safe winter season.